What's happening, my fellow geeks on the internet? I'm TGun, finally coming at you with another LEGO video for you guys. This time, I've got something a little bit different. I've got a collection video on my custom LEGO Luke Skywalkers from Star Wars, from the original trilogy, the sequels, and one comic book appearance. So this was actually inspired by Michael MGF when he did his Sith collection and now working on his Jedi collection. I thought I wanted to do something similar, but instead of basing it on Jedi and Sith, I wanted to do a character base. So I've got a couple more characters that I've planned after this, but for starters, I want to start off with my favorite Star Wars character of all time and my favorite character in general, like for all time, because Luke Skywalker is my favorite all-time character, so that's kind of why I wanted to start it with him. So other collections I am planning on doing is Han Solo, Princess Leia, Rey, Kylo Ren, Obi Wan Kenobi, and Anakin / Darth Vader, but I'll get into more of those a bit later. I'm not really going to do every character in the Star Wars universe, just some of my favorites. And I'm also going to start off with the original trilogy, like the trio from the original trilogy first, before I move into the sequels or prequels. But yeah. So I know it's been a while since I've done the LEGO video, and I do apologize for that. I've been on a bit of a dry spell, or like a customize this block, and just haven't really been motivated to work on any minifigures for a long period of time. In fact, there's been a lot of days where I just haven't wanted to work on minifigures at all. But I feel like that customize this block is starting to lift a bit, as I am kind of wanting to get back into making minifigures. I've got plans for The Mandalorian, my Star Wars Sagas project that I want to get back into, and some other projects that I've planned, which I may go into a bit at the end. But yeah, so thanks for waiting for LEGO videos. I know this is a bit different, but as I mentioned before, in this collection I've got LEGO Official, Makeshift Customs, and third-party customs. And without any further ado, let's go have a closer look at all these figures. Okay, so how this is going to work is, it's going to be a little bit different to the way I usually film my showcases when I'm showing off the figures, because a lot of these figures have only got like minor updates, or some of them have no updates at all. I'm just going to briefly talk about the figures, what I have done, what I haven't done, just show you the figures up close, and then move on. The makeshift customs and the third-party customs I'll go into a little bit more, but overall, it's just really just showing up close looks at the figures and that I've got for this collection. So starting off, of course, we've got the farm boy Luke from the original Star Wars movie, or A New Hope. And yeah, all I've really done to this figure is just give him a dark tan hairpiece, as this was like the 2019 version, and all of these farm boy Lukes come with the light tan hairpiece anyway. I don't really like how that looks on Luke anymore. Like, I just think the dark tan hair works so much better, considering the Return of the Jedi figures and the Empire Strikes Back figures come with these. So I just decided that I would change it out for this and the New Hope figures as well. I've also given him an Eel Apprentice lightsaber hilt from Brickforge. Haven't painted over the black grips yet, but I will do in the future. And I've just given him a blade. I've actually thought about getting the light tan legs that the old Luke figures had on like the 2006 and 2008 sort of figures, and then just modifying that. But for the time being, I haven't, just kept to these. So I may update that in the future. But for right now, I'm just pretty happy with how this looks. So next up, we have the Stormtrooper Disguise Luke, and similar thing as the Farm Boy Luke. I haven't really done much on this figure. I purchased this from Firestar Toys, and then I decided to give him a third-party E11 blaster. I think this is a Brick Arms blaster, and then a dark tan hairpiece just to complete the figure, or just make him look a bit better. But yeah, there's really nothing much to say about this figure. Looks pretty cool, and yeah, let's move on. Next up, we have the X-Wing Pilot Luke from the end of Star Wars. Now, this one's actually got a bit more customizing on him. But yeah, so this is a really cool figure. I got this with the X-Wing. I think it was a 2018 or 2019 X-Wing. And I thought it was a really cool figure. Love the helmet mold, so I didn't want to change that. And what I've done to this figure is, on Firestar Toys, I got some custom printed arms, which resemble that of the sleeves of the X-Wing Pilot, and just basically added them to this figure, as well as paint on the black boots at the bottom, just to really complete the look of the figure, as this actually had the black boots, and his pilot outfit in Empire is a bit different, so this way I can actually differentiate them a bit more. But yeah, really cool figure. Got him on his smiling face because he's just blown up the Death Star, and this actually looks really cool with my LEGO X-Wing. So the last Luke from A New Hope is Yemen Ceremony. So this one is actually pretty cool because I found this guy as well as this Han on eBay for a decent price because these guys are really rare, as I think the last time Yemen Ceremony Luke and Han came out was 2015, I believe. I think he was part of a book or something. So yeah, I'm really glad I picked this up when I did for the price that he was, and it came with Han as well for my Han Solo collection. But it's basically what I did to upgrade this. The head was a little bit old and faded, so I switched out the head to a newer head. And then I also gave him a dark tan hairpiece, just to have him match up a bit better with all the other Lukes. I gave him a Big Kid Bricks blaster. This is similar to the... this is basically the Princess Leia pistol that she has at the beginning of A New Hope. The only reason why I gave him this one is because this is what he has holstered on his leg, and it was actually used in promotional images with Luke when he didn't have the jacket, and it was just the black shirt and the pants. So I decided to give that to Luke because I just thought it was, would look pretty cool. Also from Big Kid Bricks, the legs and arms, as I actually purchased their custom Yavin Ceremony Luke. The only reason why I'm not using this torso and jacket for this is I just want to keep it in line with the 2D jackets, because with Han, all of his vests and jackets are going to be 2D, and so I just want to keep it in line. Plus, I don't know if I like how it sits. I mean, it's a pretty cool torso print. It's a bit under detailed, but I mean, it's just a black shirt under a jacket that, doesn't really matter. But I don't know if I like how the jacket sits. It's a bit too low for my liking. I may use this jacket for my own custom Yavin Ceremony Luke for my New Hope spin-off showcase, but yeah. But for this collection, I just wanted to keep to the 2D jacket, as it just matches better with my collections, like what will be my Han collection and just all the other figures. So that's really the main reasons. Plus, this also has the metal, whereas this one does not. But I did do a part swap, so I did give him the custom printed arm. So it's got the Corellian blood stripe on the sleeves as well as the side of the jacket. It's got the boots as well as the holster and a custom printed belt. And I just think that this looks so much better. Like, these legs look so much better than these legs. But yeah, I'll raise the arm up a bit so you can see the holster a bit better. But yeah, I'm really happy with this figure. And now let's move on to Empire Strikes Back. So now starting with the Empire Strikes Back Luke, this is actually one of the figures that made me decide to do this whole custom collection, because I was on eBay one day, like, looking for something, and I came across these custom printed arms and legs for, like, the UCS Hoth set, or the Wampa Cave Luke. I think it was like 2018 Hoth Luke or something like that. It was an upgrade kit, like, with the printed arms and legs. I'm like, hey, that would be pretty cool. So I ended up ordering a Hoth Luke, just to basically add these upgrade pieces on. And there's another figure, which I'll show later, which is the other reason why I started this collection. But once I had those two figures, I'm like, I'm going to do a collection of, like, all of Luke's appearances. So, yeah. But basically, it's just a Hoth Luke, got a really cool custom printed face with the scarring and stuff after the Wampa Cave. And then you just get the normal smiley expression. Then the torso is just Lego official. Then the arms, if I move these out of the way, so this is just a Brick Arms DL44. And this is just my Empire Strikes Back lightsaber, as I only have the two lightsabers of these, which I have on my A New Hope and my Final Duel Luke. I just thought I'd better show the Hoth Luke with the lightsaber as well. So, yeah. But anyway, these are the custom printed arms. They look really cool. You've got a pocket on this side. You've got the faded printing of, like, the glove as well as the communicator. And then you also just have the glove and the other pocket on this side. These arms did come with white hands attached to them, but I changed them out to light grey, as it just looks better and it's more accurate. And then the legs is also custom printed onto light tan legs, as you can see on the back. And it's just got his holster attached, the boots, and all the detailing. It looks really cool. So I'm really glad I put this figure together. So if I now can give him the lightsaber back, as well as this. But yeah, so there's a final look at the custom or updated Lego Hoth Luke. Let me know what you think down below. I really think this is really cool. I'll leave a link to the arms and legs down in the description below. So if you do have the 2018 Hoth Luke Skywalker, then this is just a great upgrade to what is already a pretty awesome minifigure. So next up we have Bacta Tank Luke. Now actually, I'm going to be honest and nearly forgot about this guy. And so my original collection was going to pick this guy up until I realized. But yeah, so I haven't done any changes on this guy whatsoever. It's a pretty cool minifigure. First time I'm getting a Bacta Tank Luke, and no, I don't have that Hoth set, so I ordered this figure just for the collection. But yeah, I think I got this from 5-Star Toys because I did do an order from there and got a couple of the figures from there, such as one of the pilot Lukes, like the jumpsuits, the final jewel, and I think Hoth Luke or something. But yeah, pretty cool. Other second-sided face. And yeah, let's just now move on to the next Luke. So next up, we have the Makeshift Snowspeeder Luke. So basically, I really love how the X-Wing Luke looked. And when I was trying to look for the Snowspeeder look, I only found like the old jumpsuit figures, like the old, like the 2015 Snowspeeder Lukes or some set like that, with like the printed visor and the really old helmet and stuff. So I decided to get a second X-Wing Luke, and I got these custom printed arms from 5-Star Toys, which I then added on to the figure. Painted some grey boots on because for this outfit he does have grey boots with like white outlining, but I just didn't add the white. I just thought the grey was enough. But yeah, and then I just gave him this lightsaber, and yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. I think I prefer this over my X-Wing Luke, but here they are, side by side. Basically the same figure, same head, same helmet, because I love this helmet mold for Luke. All I really did was just paint on the boots, changed up the arms so they got two different printings. So if I show you on there, he's got like this sort of pattern here, whereas this one has the communicator and the pockets, which is accurate to the movie. And then I've also given him the white hand. So his jumpsuit should be a little bit different. Like I think some of the hoses go a bit of a different way on the actual costume, but considering, you know, Lego doesn't really have that, this still looks really cool, and I'm happy to have this as part of the collection. So here we have the Jedi Training Luke from Empire Strikes Back, and I really love this figure. I love the head printing, this closed mouth for when, or like closed eyes look, when he's trying to lift the X-Wing out of the swamp of Dagobah, as well as like his, I guess, disappointed expression or unhappy expression with Yoda's teachings. But yeah, so it's a pretty simple figure. I haven't really done anything to this figure at all. I picked this up for like $9 off of eBay, and I've got to say, I just really love how it looks. I love the printing on the legs and everything, and I'm really glad this is part of the collection. Wouldn't be complete without this sort of figure. But yeah, there's not really much else to say about this figure, so let's move on to the final jewel, Luke. So here we have the Battle at Cloud City Luke. Now, I don't actually own the UCS Cloud City set, which I actually kind of want to get, because that's definitely one of the best sequences out of Empire Strikes Back. All of the sequences out of Empire Strikes Back is amazing. But yeah, so basically, I haven't done anything to this figure, but I really want to go into this a bit, because it's one of my favorite out of the collection. To get these out of the way, I've got the DL44, which I may mod in the future, like using LM9's modification, because it didn't have the long scope, but it's still cool nevertheless. And it's got one of these sabers as well, as I only do have two, so they're kind of playing sharesies with the lightsabers. But yeah, so this is a really great figure. Same legs as the Training on Dagobah Luke's legs, except this time it's got the jacket and his belt. The belt is really accurate, and yeah, it's just a really cool minifigure. And then on the back, it's got some really nice detailing. It's got the other pouches. And then, of course, you've got his very famous, like, this is a pretty cool blank expression, but he also has his very cool no face. So if I take off the arm, this makes for a very cool display option as well. I did actually think about getting another one of these just to display it like this, but I ended up deciding against it. So I may get another tan arm and just paint up the end here to show that where you know, it's being cut off. Like, fill that in, paint it up so, you know, it looks like it's been cauterized by the lightsaber as another display option. But for right now, this is pretty cool. So, yeah, if I just turn his face back around. But as I said, definitely one of my favorite figures out of the collection. Probably in the top 3. Probably my 3rd favorite, I think. But yeah, now let's move on to Return of the Jedi. So now moving on to the Luke figures out of my personal favorite Star Wars film, that of Return of the Jedi. So starting off, we've got Luke in his robed appearance from how he appears when he first entered his Jabba's palace. Say what you will about the beginning 20 to 30 minutes with the whole Jabba's palace sequence. I love this sequence, and I really love how Luke comes in all cloaked up like this. I decided to give him this palace pistol, or I think it's DL-18 or something like that, as I thought that was a pretty cool sequence when he just force pulls this blaster to himself to threaten Jabba. Even though that's not the way of the Jedi, I just thought that was pretty cool as a kid, so I definitely wanted to give him this. I think this is Brick Arms as well. Link to Brick Arms, Brick Forge. Link to where I got all these figures and accessories will be linked down below. The figures you'll be able to find, but it's more so the accessories and I guess some of the harder figures to find. But yeah, so I painted up this hood for him, and because it just matches this cape better, which is from Cape Madness, but I think they're shut down at the moment. So I got this off of, I believe, Firestar Toys as well. But yeah, it's just a mid cape and just looks really cool. But yeah, so that's basically it for this Luke. So now we move on to the Jedi robes Luke, and I really love this costume from the movie, especially when he's got the belt and glove over the top. But since I wanted to base this more on the desert skiff, I decided to give him like a custom like flesh wound on his robotic hand for when he gets shot from the turret and it reveals the robotic parts of his robotic hand. So I always thought that looked pretty cool. Basically same torso, same figure, except it now has a hairpiece and it has his green lightsaber, which is from Big Kid Bricks. I think it's LS lightsaber for Luke Skywalker, but can also be used for Obi Wan Kenobi. Really great piece. The only thing I did to this piece was actually get and cut off the bottom from a Lego official lightsaber hilt and just stuck it on because the pointy end isn't really accurate. This completes the piece or the accessory, in my opinion. But yeah, really love this figure. Now let's move on to his Endor appearance. So now moving on to Luke based on how he appeared in Endor. So I'm just going to get this out of the way quickly. Same sort of piece from Big Kid Bricks. So actually I have multiple of these. This is his own. I did the same modification and everything. So basically this Luke has the same like standard Luke head. I just think it's perfect for Mark Hamill or young Mark Hamill from the original trilogy. The helmet is just a Rebel, like Endor Rebel helmet, which I've just painted up in my own dark tan. Why not? But basically taking a look at this poncho. So this poncho is just on top of a Final Duel Luke Skywalker minifigure. This was from an eBay seller called Cape Cantina. They have a lot of these sort of accessories. They've got Luke and Leia's poncho sets, which I've got both. It's got Han Solo's Endor trench coat, which I've also got on my Endor Han. It also has just Rebel Trooper jackets based on Endor, so different like jacket and vests that you can add. It's got a New Hope Leia dress that you can wrap around. It also has the red robes for Chancellor Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, and also other clone like cloth accessories. So definitely a really cool place to check out. Link to their eBay store down below. When I got this, I picked up the 2 ponchos for Luke and Leia, the trench coat for Han, as well as the A New Hope Leia dress. But they also have the cloth accessories for Anakin and Obi Wan. Basically just the Jedi tunic that wraps around. Also has like a trench coat and sleeves for like their outer robes, which I want to pick up that set, like the Anakin set, just to basically use the sleeves on my official crate Luke when I do my Last Jedi showcases. But yeah, anyway, back to this guy. Really awesome. Definitely one of my favorites, probably top 5. I just love the paint detail on it. Looks really cool. But yeah, so now let's move on to the Final Duel Luke. Alright, so here you have the Death Star Final Duel Luke. Not much to really say about this figure. It's basically from the two Final Duel sets from 2015 and 2020. I don't have that 2020 set yet, but I actually really want to get it because it looks really cool. I love that whole sequence in Return of the Jedi. I did give him another one of these lightsabers, and there's not really much to say about this figure. This is probably one of the only figures I haven't actually done anything to other than give him a new accessory. So, yeah, still an awesome figure. Absolutely love it. Let's move on to the Ewok Village Celebration Luke. So I never got my hands on the original Ewok Village Celebration Luke. I could find a couple here and there on eBay, but they were really expensive. It was like $60 just for one minifigure. I'm not willing to pay that for a minifigure, especially when it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Luke Skywalker, and it's a really cool minifigure, but I don't want to pay $60 just for one minifigure, and I think it was like the inaccurate head or something like that, which I mean, they could change around, but no, I just wasn't willing to pay $60 just for one figure, and that's like the cheapest I could find it. Otherwise, it would be like, you know, $80, $90 or something, so I wasn't willing to pay that. So basically what I did was I just got another Final Duel Luke, because there is an eBay seller which sells these for like $10. So I got a couple of them, and one of them I just painted on the flap from the end of the movie after he gets shocked by Emperor, and after he claims that he's a Jedi, like his father before him. He then adds the, like I just painted on the flap which shows, so I used a grey which kind of matches these lines from, you know, that's used on the torso. And then I just painted in white just to complete this look. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Got him smiling because they've defeated the Empire. So, yeah. Anyway, now moving on to the sequel trilogy. So starting off the sequel trilogy era of Luke Skywalker's with, chronologically, this is the Episode 9 flashback Luke, or what I could have done without actually really painting much. And you know, so this is the best I could do with just making him out of already official Lego parts. So, personally, I love the sequel trilogy, Force Awakens and Last Jedi. Wasn't a fan of Rise of Skywalker, it was just a mess, and basically I want to create this figure just because, one, it just completes the collection, and two, it was definitely the best scene out of Rise of Skywalker, with Luke and Leia training. I wish it was a bit longer, but yeah, so it's a pretty cool figure. All I've done is I had this XWing Pilot helmet from, I think, a Rogue One set, I think. So I just gave it to him, just a standard Luke face, which I was going to use another Luke face from the next figure that I showed, but I decided not to and just stayed with this. And then I think this is a Hoth Rebel Trooper or something. It is inaccurate, but it looked a lot better than some of the other torsos I was looking at. I would have loved to have gone with like a lighter tan, but because he did have a lighter tan shirt in the film, but for right now, this is the best I could do without really painting anything. Got the belt there, which looks similar to Luke's belt, and then I just used Rey's legs just to have like the long tunic part that he had, because he did have like the big dress tunic-y sort of thing that everyone had in New Hope, sort of. So, yeah, he looks pretty cool. Got some back detail. So, yeah, it's not nowhere near accurate, but I think it does the job that it needs to. But, yeah, eventually I am wanting to, like, after doing my Episode 9 minifigures, I am going to be making Luke and Leia in these outfits. So, yeah. But anyway, now let's move on to the next figure. So next up, we have Luke from the Kylo Ren comic books. It was from like a flashback sequence where he's training young Ben Solo and his school. So this is a makeshift custom. So what I've really done for this is I had white legs, which I then painted on his brown boots. The torso was actually a up to Luke Skywalker torso. I just painted over the tunic in grey, and then went over the lines in black again because they were a little bit like hard to see, and I did my best to avoid the belt. And then on the back, I just also continued that along. I got rid of the printing that was on the front there because I had a bit of a dark tan, so I did my best to get rid of that. Gave him some black gloves. used the 2014 Farm Boy Luke head because I just think it looks a lot better with the cheekbones and stuff. Makes him look older. This was a head I was actually contemplating on using for this Luke Skywalker, but when I looked at the reference and the scene again, you could tell that they used like a younger Luke from Empire and Return of the Jedi, so I just decided to go with this facial expression. And yeah, and then I just dark tan just to finish it off. Pretty cool minifigure. I'll show you with his lightsaber. There we go. Even though in the comic book he never had lightsaber for this appearance, I just decided to give him this lightsaber. But no, this is pretty cool. Really glad I added this to the collection. So here we have the second figure that made me want to do this collection, and that's my Makeshift Crate Luke. I was looking for a reference on Crate Luke or something a while ago because as I said before, I am planning on making like my own like full-on custom Crate Luke for my Skywalker Saga collection. And I've found someone who used similar sort of techniques here and there, but I've done sort of my own thing and just did some more details on him. So he still has his green lightsaber because I prefer the green lightsaber over the blue. And in the one of the Kylo Ren comics, it shows him with this lightsaber. So for the head, this is a custom like plastic injected or molded or casted head. It's from Firestar Toys. Looks pretty cool. If I wanted to upgrade this a bit more, I would like sculpt on the sides just to finish this off. But just for this collection, it's fine. I used the Lego official Mark Hamill face like from Last Jedi. I'm not a fan of these faces on like the older Lukes, like the Arc-2 Lukes. Not a fan of these. I don't know. It doesn't really work. But once I painted the beard in brown, I just reckon it looks really good for the Arc-2 Luke. I've got a wild style hood here, which I've painted in black, just to really match up the figure. I had this trench coat, which I cut up a bit. The arms, he's got like electrical tape around here to show the sleeves. And then on here, I've got like white showing like the white sleeve from the undershirt. And then over here, I've got the brown glove as accurate to the movie. Then underneath, as you can see, I've just painted, I used a Final Duel Luke torso, painted the belt in brown. I did like a Y sort of like detail to add the white undershirt, and then just added a line which goes around, which works because you don't really see these details on the side, so when it covers up, you just see that, and it just works really well. And then I used a Cape Madness. If I disassemble the figure a little bit, I then used a Cape Madness waist cape, which I cut down a bit, so that's the back. Just over some plain legs, like black legs, and yeah, it just works really well. And I'm really happy with how this came out. So if I go and reassemble him, so when the figure's all together, you can't really tell that I used a Return of the Jedi Luke figure for the base because I don't know, just with all these accessories and everything, I just think it looks really good. So it's a really simple custom. Anyone can do this. But yeah, like even without the glove top here, you could use like the top of a minifigure head, like the stud with the holes in the middle. Cut one of them up, paint them up, add them on. It's a really simple custom. So, if you want to recreate that scene between Luke and Kylo Ren at the end of Last Jedi, highly recommend doing something like this because it's just really easy. But yeah, so that's basically it for Crate Luke. And yeah, basically after I did this figure and I got the pieces for the Hoth Luke, that's when I decided I wanted to do the collection. So yeah, really simple. Anyone can do it, and yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Third last figure, and what will probably be a controversial figure, the Flashback Luke from Last Jedi. Personally, I'm one of those people who really like Last Jedi. But yeah, so this was a really simple custom to do. I got a second Arc-2 Luke. I used the face, painted up the beard and eyebrows in brown. I've got a second one of these hair pieces from 5 Star Toys. The torso, I've done nothing to at all. I did paint up the hand in metallic grey just to show the, the robotic hand. The cape is from Cape Madness. It's a mid cape, which I then cut down. So it's basically the same cape as this one, except I cut down the sides just to make it look better. Same lightsaber here. And then for his skirt, or the bottom part of the tunic here, I just went over in dark tan and just went all the way around. I would have added boots, but I thought, nah, this is fine. But yeah, I really love this costume from the movie. And even on the side, I went over in dark tan, just keeping the Lego style. I really like this costume from the movie. It really grew on me. Like, I really didn't like it and preferred the longer skirt from what you see at the end of Force Awakens. But yeah, I really like how this looks. And yeah, that's basically it. Pretty simple custom. If you just have dark tan, you can just paint around that and whatnot. But yeah, there we go. Here we have Grandmaster Luke from Force Awakens and Last Jedi. Also really cool. This is a really cool minifigure. I haven't really done much to this guy. I've done a couple of little modifications here and there, but it's a pretty cool costume from the movie. So basically what I've done on the hand, I painted also in metallic grey just to show, it is his robotic hand. The cape, similar method. I think I actually used this on my old custom Force Awakens Luke. All I did was I removed the hood that I glued on there and then just painted everything up. It does have a bit of a slit to accommodate for the hairpiece. And the cape is dark tan and this is dark brown. So it is accurate to the movie because on here he had a dark cape and I thought that was pretty cool detail. But yeah. So the face is actually a Phoenix Customs face. He was awesome enough to allow me to purchase 3 of these Luke Skywalker faces. So I've these 2 right here, and then I also have another 2 faces here. So he was really nice enough to let me purchase 3 extra faces when I ordered this figure. So I can't thank him enough for that. So I've definitely using this face for this figure, and then I'm going to modify the beard a little bit on these guys for when I do my Force Awakens and Last Jedi showcase. I'm just going to go over the tan and like my own grey. But yeah, I seriously can't thank him enough to letting me purchase these faces without having to get 4 of these figures. So yeah, so thanks again. But yeah, that's basically it for this Luke figure. Really love how it looks, and this face is so definitely 100% 100 times better than the Lego official face. So for the older Luke Skywalker. But yeah, all right, let's move on. The last Luke Skywalker for this collection is Old Man Luke. Some people call him Hobo Luke, but I just refer to him as Old Man Luke. This figure, as I mentioned in the last segment, is from Phoenix Customs. I absolutely loved how this turned out. I looked at the Lego official one. I'm like, nah, definitely going for Phoenix Customs. I'm definitely going to go back and get his Rey for when I do the Rey collection. But yeah, so I haven't done a thing on this guy at all. He did come with a cape and hood, but since he didn't really wear the cape in the movie, I just decided to leave it off for now. He's got some really nice back printing. I love all these small little details he has all over the under tunic. And then it's got nice rippings and stuff here and there. But yeah, as I mentioned, I really like Luke's arc in Last Jedi. I'm one of those fans who, thinks he was portrayed, well. I mean, it would have been cool to see him at a powerful Jedi, but I do like that he's got a bit of a redeeming arc because, yeah, don't really want to go into this a bit more anymore, but yeah, just yeah. Again, people have their own opinions. Because I'm probably going to get hate comments just for saying I like Last Jedi. But anyway, moving on. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically the final figure of this collection video. Really happy that I have this figure. Definitely going back to getting more minifigures from him in the future. I'm really wanting his Endgame cap, a couple of Captain Americas, his stealth suit, Endgame, and World War II rescue suit. Also going to get Rey from Last Jedi to go for that collection, as I mentioned in the last segment. and maybe his Iron Mans or something. But yeah, definitely going to go back and get more figures from him. Anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and wrap up the my collection video. So there we go, guys. Here's my very first collection video done and out of the way of all of my Lego Luke Skywalker minifigures that are Lego official, makeshift, or third-party customs. Let me know which is your favorite down below. As I mentioned, my top 3 are probably this guy, Hoth Luke, and maybe Crate Luke, I guess. I don't know. It's really hard to pick. I love all these figures. Cannot wait to get started on my Han collection, or, I've already started on Han, but to complete my Han collection as well as my Leia collection. So far for Leia, as I showed you before, I've got her A New Hope look, which I will be updating the face, and I want to get another one of these pistols for her. Then I also, for Han, also have his ceremonial look, as I mentioned previously. Probably going to paint some small details on the vest, add some back printing, add the Krylian blood stripe on the pants as well as the boots, and just change the head, just some small things on this guy. And then I also have my Endor Han, as this is his Return of the Jedi torso, and decided, this trench coat looks a lot better. And then I got a Empire Strikes Back Han just for the legs for this. But yeah, anyway, that's my Han so far. So yeah, for Han Solo, gonna do all the figures from the original trilogy, as well as Solo: A Star Wars Story and Force Awakens. And then for Leia, I'll do all of her appearances from the original trilogy, and then Force Awakens, not Empire Strikes Back, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. So other than those 3 from the original trilogy, I may do Lando, because I think that'll be pretty cool, do like his Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Solo: A Star Wars movie, and Rise of Skywalker appearances. So that'll be definitely a smaller collection. I'll also do Rey, which will have her Jakku, Arc 2 Jedi Training, or the end of Last Jedi, as well as Rise of Skywalker. Got some ideas for those. And then for Kylo Ren, I'm planning on using, I'll do his Force Awakens, which I'll also paint up one of AV Figures' casted helmets for that, because that's the best Kylo Ren helmet out there for minifigures. And then I've got a couple of, also eyeing off a couple of printed Kylo Ren figures from Last Jedi, which I'll then modify one of them into Rise of Skywalker, and then Ben Solo and stuff. So yeah, all those to come. And then, as I said, finally I'll do Obi Wan Kenobi, which I'll do his Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and then his Mythos outfit for when he's on Tatooine, and then Ben Kenobi, and then Vader. I'll do Anakin's and Vader's all in one. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do, I'm not going to do every character, just basically my favorites. Just some quick custom updates. I am still working on, or I haven't really done any progress on, but I am still planning on finishing up my New Hope showcase, so I can get that out soon. All I really need to do is finish up Leia, get a head for her, paint the back, paint her belt, add the hood, and then she'll be done. And then I just got to paint up Tarkin. I also got to fix up Han Solo. But other than that, Han, Luke, and Ben Kenobi are done. So there's a quick look at Ben Kenobi, another look. Here we have Luke Skywalker, definitely my favorite, him and Ben. And then Han Solo, which I just need to fix up the back, because I put too many of those pocket things up at the top. But yeah, and then after that, I'll do Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and I'll probably move on to the sequel trilogy figures, and then I'll do the prequel trilogy last. But yeah, so I got a lot of figures planned. My customizers block is lifting finally, so I am keen to get back in and work in some more minifigures and get some out soon. A New Hope is definitely going to be my next custom showcase video for you guys, so please keep an eye out for that. I love all your support. Again, I forgot to mention in my last video, but thank you guys for getting me to 1,110 subscribers. Really means the world to me, especially, since I haven't had a lot of video updates or a lot of videos recently. But yeah, I am wanting to change that. I know I always say that. I really want to change it. So I am planning on definitely going to be more active on here. Maybe with some smaller vlog videos here and there just to fill gaps. But Again, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, share for more. Check out my Instagrams down below. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye!